Well, it's 16 minutes after 7. Thank you so much for choosing a Morning Live. And going international now, and this is where we'll be looking at exactly what it is that Tourism South Africa is trying to export to the rest of the world. And of course, our reporter Liabo Setho is in Germany this morning, and we are going to cross over to her now to find out exactly how South Africa is being marketed to the rest of the world. And Tourism South Africa is doing that marketing for the country and obviously trying to sell us as a preferred tourism destination at the 53rd International Tourismus-Borse in Germany. So it's over now to Germany, where Liabo Setho is. Liabo, good morning.
Good morning, Sakina. Well, yes, from a very, very cold Berlin. This morning we are hovering at around 6 degrees Celsius this morning, and this is where South Africa is taking its tourism industry to the world. We are attending the 53rd ITB conference. This is a World Trade Expo. We come here every year to tell the world what South Africa has to offer. Of course, we have beautiful landscapes. We have an amazing country to sell to the world. You'd already know that the tourism industry is a very, very big job creator. Sakina, we create about 700,000 jobs annually, and these are permanent jobs. We have about 630 companies operating in South Africa. The ambassador from South Africa to Germany, Mr. Sisa Ntshona, told us last night that there are 14 more companies who have inquired about investing in South Africa. And of course, this is on the back of a call that was made at the investment conference by the president to have the world to come and invest in the country. But to tell you more about the ITB and who is here and why we are here, I'm joined by the Chief Executive Officer of Tourism South Africa, Mr. Sisa Ntshona. Mr. Ntshona, thank you so much for your time. Why are we here? Why are we selling South Africa to Berlin, to Germany in particular, and the rest of the world?
Good morning, and welcome to crispy Berlin this morning. Absolutely. The ITB Berlin is really the world's largest tourism trade platform. This is where we get to meet potential travel agents. This is where we get to meet what we call tourism trade, and then we showcase to them what South Africa has to offer. Key here, what's important is that every year we have to come up with something that's different, that is unique, in order to make sure that South Africa remains top of mind. Germany is an important market for us, but it's more than just about Germany, because it's a global platform, and it's competitive out there. You know, you'll see lots and lots of countries that are waking up to the opportunities on tourism, you know, putting their foot forward.
Last year, this time, you were fending the fires that had been caused by the water shortages in Cape Town. And how did you leverage on that crisis to tell the world that we have overcome it? And how is the world receiving it?
Well, you know, we believe any news is good news, right? I think the key issue here is, yes, we are dealt with a crisis, and instead of becoming a victim to it and really kind of burying our heads in the sand, we said, let's stand up, let's own it, but let's also overcome it. And now we're in a position to actually inform, educate the rest of the world as to how to overcome, you know, drought issues, an example. And I think Cape Town, the Western Cape, is leading that charge. And I think that gives us, you know, thought leadership status amongst many tourism around sustainable tourism.
One thing that I do know that tourism are quite concerned about when it comes to us is safety and the issue of crime in South Africa. Are we able to tell the story of what we are doing to combat crime?
Again, similarly, here is not to duck away from the issue. It is to own it, but it's also to give tangible examples as to what's being done around safety and security. It's terribly important that tourists have to feel safe, you know, and then move freely around the city. But we also have to educate them around sensible tourism. That just doesn't apply to South Africa, but any city around the world. Even Berlin here, you don't just walk around with jewelry hanging around yourself. You know, but it's about how we hold hands with safety and security, how we actually support, and about visibility as well. We are rolling out a program through the Department of Tourism called the Safety Monitors Program. And these are individuals that are really hiding in plain sight, as it were, but they are there to assist and support tourists beyond just safety and security, but with direction, support, and anything else.
I know that we are bringing entrepreneurs and small businesses, which is it's a good thing. Do we know in which areas they'll be exhibiting or marketing themselves to the world?
Sure. I spoke earlier on around keeping it fresh and make sure you've got new offerings that you have. So the proviso that we have for SMEs, we are welcoming you to giving you market access on provision you come with different and new, not more of the same. So therefore, what you're going to see here is more what I call deeper tourism, right? We're talking things like cultural tourism, township tourism. It's about the food, it's about art and fashion as well. And these guys are really coming up with new and offerings, because if you've been to South Africa 4 or 5 times, you want to make sure that when you come for the 6th time, there's always something new to explore as well. They also represent what we call the secondary provinces, not the normal big players, but the other smaller cities as well and provinces. And, and we've seen some of the magic. I mean, I'm sure you saw the restaurant that won the best restaurant in the world. It's off the beaten track. And those are the hidden gems that we want to showcase the world. And suddenly now you'll see the numbers to that city really skyrocket because of that.
Sisa Ntshona, thank you very much for your time. I'm afraid that's all we have, but we will be talking throughout the conference until we head back home. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, Sakina, that was Mr. Sisa Ntshona. He's the Chief Executive Officer at Tourism South Africa. He says we bring in something unique to the ITB, the 53rd ITB here in Germany. We will be keeping you updated about how small businesses can be part of this in future, and what other things, the ITB, what other interesting conversations are being had here. And we'll head now to sport with Valen.